Welcome back to Fortune Cookies Tarot. We are talking politics, politics, politics. So we're going to talk about Trump's debate prep in this. Like I said in the last video with Kamala Harris, if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. He has been practicing in interview after interview. He seems to be hitting it out of the park. Nobody's giving him a hard time. He's got answers for everything. Let's see what the cards have to say about it. Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we are going to talk about Donald Trump's debate prep. Today is September 5th. I'm batching these videos in one day because I got a lot going on this weekend, but I want to make sure you guys have content. As always, you want your own magical reading from me. There's a link in the description down below, and my digital academy is up and running. You should be able to take the 3-day free tarot course, the Lenormand course, and coming this weekend, the Tarot 101 course. So I should have everything squared away for that, and it will be discounted for the month of September. So let's talk about Trump. So Donald Trump is returning to his home state to deliver remarks to the Economic Club of New York. He is also going to appear via Zoom, via electronic media at the Republican Jewish Coalition for the National Leadership Summit in Las Vegas. So is he doing debate prep? Does this guy need to debate, or does he need to prep for the debate? Does he need to do it? I know yesterday we were supposed to have a debate on Fox, but that was refused by the Harris campaign, and Trump instead did an interview or a town hall with Sean Hannity. It's really odd because, between the town hall that he did, the attending the memorial service for the servicemen and women that were lost in the Afghanistan pullout. He really is functioning more like a president. We're not seeing Joe Biden anymore, really. He's kind of off on the beach someplace, either in Rehoboth or out in California. So, we still don't know who's running the country, but Trump seems to be dressing for the job. So let's see how he's going to do in this debate prep. I'm going to pull up our card view. As always, thank you so much for being here. It's my favorite part of the day. It's my favorite part of the cycle of being an American. I love the thrill of election night. So hopefully I'm not going to be crying this election night like I was in the last one. I wasn't crying. I didn't cry. It was pretty exciting. I was like, oh, all right, let's see what happens. 2016, I was a little bit shocked. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So let's bring up the card view. Hope you guys are having a great day. There's our card view. So let's see. Whoop. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I think I need a new mousey. Get a red, white, and blue mouse, right? So let's see. Is Trump going to be doing debate prep? Does he need to do that debate prep? The Hermit, this and Judgment, this is more about the self-care and just, I hate to say, sticking to his convictions, but the plan has already been laid out. He doesn't need to practice because the information is already there. He knows the answers that he's going to give. He doesn't have to rehearse them. What's under the surface here? Six of Swords. He's not running scared. I know they were saying that he was running scared. 10 of Wands, sick of debating the number of debates, sick of debating the rules for the debates. That's why he just was like, come on, we're just going to do everything the same way. I'm not going to bend on this. I'm not going to try and do anything different. We're just going to have the same rules as the Joe Biden debate. He was the former candidate. We're just going to keep going with that. What's on his mind? Mind on his money and his money on his mind. He is going to dig his heels in. So that 9 of Wands here, with that 9 of Wands, we are digging our heels in. We have already won over the votes. Those are votes in the back. We've already won over the votes that we have. We're going to make sure that those people stick with us. We are Trump strong, standing in a line, going to stick with it. He's not going to bend on this. I do think that some of the hot topics, the A word is going to be something that they discuss. I don't think that this is really an issue for him. The cattle call, that he's going to make it impossible for any woman to have dominion over her own body. He's already said repeatedly, I gave this back to the states. This is how our Constitution was constructed. Those of you that don't live in the United States, the power is diffused to the states, and the states have their own control over certain things. That particular law should never have been in federal hands. Like that's the conclusion. So, whether you agree with it or you don't, it went back to the states, and that's really how the Constitution works. States are in control of what happens in them. So, we do have, and it's one of the reasons why we have some trouble with marijuana laws, because the state and the federal laws are incongruent. So it still remains a scheduled substance nationally, federally, but certain states have a different viewpoint of that. My state is one of them. Some states have medical, some states have recreational. So and I think when we talk about the A word, breaking it down to those marijuana laws, it makes a little bit more sense to people, because there are more lenient marijuana laws in some states. There are more stringent marijuana laws in other states. So it's the same thing with the other item. And, that's just the way it's at. And as it looks like most states are going to go over to permissible marijuana laws. But anyway, I digress. So where does this bring him in the future? Chariot in reverse. I'm curious about this. So we're going to pull some other cards. Why are his convictions going to... So this is why it's going to become a problem. The established intent, the established rules and regulations that he wants to put forth, they're not what everyone wants to hear. So I always said, I want my president to be tough and strong, and I want him to be able to, he or she, knock out the opposition, and I think this is why Putin is such a revered figure, because he does present this strength and virility that one would want in a leader. No one wants a soy boy as a leader, because it's just not going to work out. Or a soy gal. No soy gals either. So while this is not the answer that a lot of people want to have, I don't think this debate is going to sway those that are sitting on the fence. I just don't. I think his base is going to be more firmly underneath him. I think we're going to have some trouble swaying some people over. There may be some blinding to the fact that this is practical and applicable policy, whereas just hoping and manifesting on the other side is going to be a little bit trickier to actually get food on the table, prevent war, prevent crime, those kinds of things. So I think this really fits the bill with that 10 of cups. What he's going to say is going to fit the bill, but I think there's going to be some people that are like, no, he's taking this away, he's taking that away. In reality, he's giving it to the states. So if you have a problem, vote for a different governor, vote for different representatives. It's that simple. You have to do that. Myself, I live in a blue state. My state has been blue for as long as I've been alive. So, I still live here. would like to not live here. My taxes went up on my property 3,300 this year. So not sustainable. If it goes up 3,300 next year, I'm in big trouble. So, this, I think, we're not swaying anybody over to Trump. We're fortifying the base. So maybe we're getting those brand new voters, 18, 19-year-olds that couldn't vote in the last election. Maybe they're going to vote more in line with their parents. Those kinds are more in line with their guardians and people that they look up to. So we might get that, but I don't think that this is going to be any magic elixir for him. I just don't think that people are going to love everything that he says, because we're in a situation nationally that we really need someone who's going to present tough answers to tough problems is really what we're looking at. So let's see. How does he see himself? He sees himself as someone who is fixing a broken vase. With this 10 of Pentacles in reverse, we've got a deficit issue. We've definitely got a deficit issue in the United States. That needs to be corrected. Again, I'm going to say, I think the right person for this job is someone who has had multiple bankruptcies and resurrected businesses from them. So whether you think that's a good thing or not, and to be sure, some of those businesses that he had did fail, but you have to figure out which things you have to cull. So that is applicable to certain policies and programs that we have that maybe are not functioning, that are not beneficial, that are just money sucking pits. So I think this is how he sees himself. He has to make some tough decisions if he does get into office, and he's going to have to present those tough decisions in this debate. Unfortunately, he can't come in and go, oh, let's just be happy, things are going to be great. He's got to come in and say, this is what we need to do. We need to correct these things. And in order to do that, we've got to shore up and, trust the process in this. Like, it's not really a trust the process. It's going to be trust the plan, really. So how do others see him? Others are going to see him as a bit radical with this. So even though he is Conservative Party or Republican Party, which is conservative leaning, he is going to be seen as more of a game changer. So those people that are getting swayed over to him are going to start to see things the way that I've expressed it. So it's going to be more so, we need someone who's going to correct the actions that are in place now, cease the processes that are happening, the failure of systems, the failure of the economy. They're going to see that someone who is going to make a change. Is this about making changes to the DS or anything like that? Perhaps we have people that are really looking at him to resurrect hidden information, to pull scabs off things, show us what's really been going on behind the curtain. Conspiracy theory wise, I think there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the curtain for most of my voting life. So I'm 53 years old. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I think we've had a lot of figurehead presidents that have been actors and just presenting an idea. They've just been the deliverer of ideas rather than the decision makers. Trump becomes an anomaly in that case because he is a decision maker. He is someone who's going to put these things in play. So what do we get? Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears is the slowdown of process. We want people to be fired up. At this point in the election cycle, we want people excited and committed to their candidate. We don't always have that. We've got a lot of people out there that are still kind of on the fence. Numbers really need to show us this. So the hope and fear is that we get, the hope is that we get people moving. The fear is that they stay there and they go, I don't know what I'm doing, and we're still nail biting. The outcome is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think many people are not going to appreciate the plan that he sets forth, because I don't think that the everyman, every woman understands how to resurrect a business, how to resurrect a country. Do we know how to resurrect a country? No, we would have done it by now if we did. I think the issues at hand are much larger than any of us regular people understand. with the bank bailouts that we saw, the auto industry bailouts. Now we have college tuition bailouts. You know, that money just doesn't disappear. It's not electronic money. It doesn't disappear. It winds up coming from someplace. So we need to stop the sucking, swirling pit of financial crash and burn that's going on here. So I don't think that people are really going to like what he has to say. I think they're not going to be excited because they're going to hear that we need to correct things. And he is the guy that can correct them. So crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So he's not really prepping because he's prepped already. He's ready to go. He's locked and loaded. So what do we get at the end of all this? What do we get at the end of all of this? At the debate, what do we get at this point? People are going to come away a little bit more confused. I think this concept of joy may spark joy, not to steal what is her name, Marie Kondo's phrase, but I think this concept of joy is going to spark joy. I think people are going to latch onto that a little bit, and they're going to say, well, you know, I really want to be on the happy side. I don't want to be on the doom and gloom side. So we run into this issue, you know, and this is the undecided voters, when it comes down to it, when we get down to the actual voting process, I think we turn out a little bit better on the Trump side. Initially, I think people are going to be very nervous about it. They're going to see a lot of hard work. Nobody wants hard work. Everybody wants easy, easy, easy. Happy days are here again. I have a feeling we're going to hear that song. I think, you know, they want it to be easy. They want someone to come in and flip a switch and say, everything's going to be all right. We're going to get it there. We're not getting that from Trump in this debate. We got a lot of problems, and I'm going to talk to you about them. It's going to be a Mr. Costanza moment. So I got a lot of problems with you people. So happy Kwanzaa, or not Kwanzaa. What was it? Festivus. Happy Festivus. Sorry to all my Kwanzaa people out there. So I think we're going to wind up with the people that like Trump are going to love him more. The people that don't know what to think about him are going to remain indifferent. They're going to remain kind of on that weird fence. So we're not gaining any, we're not losing any. But I do think that some people are going to be very keen on the idea of joy. So we will have to see what goes on next. Now, in the next video, Trump has been building a heck of a promotional team. We've got Tulsi Gabbard. We've got Elon Musk. We've got maybe Mark Zuckerberg is sitting on the bench as a pinch hitter. I don't know. We've got Vivek Ramaswamy. We've got JD Vance. I'm still on the fence with JD Vance. I'm still not 100% on him. I did get his book Hillbilly Elegy, but I haven't listened to it yet. I got it on Audible. So I would like to know more about him. Tim Walz, I don't like. I'm not keen. I'm not keen on him. I wish that I could be. I don't like the business about the I don't like the business about his service. I don't like the business about his rank. And he was not a coach. He was an assistant coach. And it just feels like there's a lot of promotion that's a little bit weird there. So we're going to take a look at all of these people, the Avengers that are kind of gathering around Trump. So we'll take a look at that in the next video. Until then, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all very soon.